What's going on, guys? In this video, I'm gonna go over the top pros and cons of living in Orland Park. So if you're considering moving to Orland Park, or if you already live in Orland Park and you're just interested in more information about the suburb you live in, and you wanna know what are the top pros and what are the top cons of living in Orland Park, make sure you stick around for this entire video because I'm gonna go over all the major pros and all the major cons. If you're new to this channel, my name is John Sintich. I'm your go-to Chicagoland realtor in the South Suburbs, and I'm your guide to building wealth through buying and selling real estate. I've grown up on the south side of Chicago and the southwest suburbs. I've bounced around. I've actually lived in Orland Park for a short time in my life, and now I actually live about 5 minutes away from Orland Park. I'm very familiar with this area. I spend a lot of time here, and there's a lot of information that I'd like to share with you about it. So let's just get right into it. I'm already one coffee deep. I'm ready to go. The first pro of living in Orland Park is its location in relation to the city of Chicago, the greatest city on earth. Orland Park is going to be about a 30 to 45 minute drive into the city depending on traffic. It can be up to an hour when traffic gets really crappy. It's really not a terrible drive at all. There's a few ways to get in there, but you want to hop on I-80 to 57, take 57 to the Dan Ryan, which is 90-94, and then you head right into the city. Without traffic, it's literally like a 30-minute breeze drive right into the city. You can also take the Metro. There are several Metro stations located in Orland Park, which allow you to breeze right into the city as well. Now let's balance that out with a con of living in Orland Park, and that's gonna be the traffic. Traffic can get pretty horrible in the morning and evening rush hour. Lots of construction that goes on, especially in the summer months in Chicago, and so you're gonna be faced with a lot of traffic going into the city. I've heard comparably to cities like LA, New York, that traffic in Chicago isn't nearly as bad, but it can still get pretty brutal. I've spent many an hour pulling my hair out behind my steering wheel, screaming, punching the steering wheel, angry at nobody, just angry at life, waiting for traffic to subside. I'm sure you have as well. It is a big con of living in Orland Park. Let's hit pro number 2, and that is Orland Park has some of the best schools in the entire state of Illinois. I'm not exaggerating on that. If you go to niche.com, you're gonna see Orland Park's school rating is an A+. As I said earlier, I spent some time living in Orland Park. I actually went to preschool, kindergarten, up to 3rd grade in school in Orland Park. And I can't say anything bad about those schools. I had a great experience there. If you're a parent, if you're looking to move into Orland Park and you're worried about schools, you're worried about, hey, where's my kid gonna go? Put your mind at ease, because Orland Park, like I said, has some of the best schools in the entire state of Illinois, and that's not an exaggeration. Which nicely segues us into con number 2. What's paying for these awesome schools? Well, it's you. It's the cost of living in Orland Park. It's pretty high compared to the rest of the state of Illinois. I'm actually gonna pull up a graphic that shows this. On average, Orland Park, your cost of living is gonna be about 11% higher than the rest of the nation and significantly higher than the rest of the state of Illinois. If you consider the rest of Illinois, you have the Chicago and you have Chicago suburbs, and then you have the rest of Illinois. It's quite a bit different of a state. It's a lot of rural areas where the cost of living is gonna be significantly lower nationally, not just statewide. So you compare any suburb of Chicago to any, southern rural area of Illinois, you're gonna have a significant difference in the cost of living. So you are gonna be paying to live in this area. You're paying for grocery, healthcare costs. Housing is much more expensive in the Chicagoland area than the rest of Illinois. Transportation and miscellaneous, you're looking at shopping, right? Retail. There's a lot of shopping, a lot of retail, a lot of going out, spending money on food, dining, this, that, and the other thing. And those things tend to be more expensive the closer you are to a major city, especially a city like Chicago, one of the best cities in the entire world. Which again segues nicely into pro number 3, which is shopping. There is a freaking abundance of shopping in Orland Park. It's got one of the best retail sectors in the south suburbs completely, 100%. I have detailed this in previous videos, but Orland Park has invested heavily in their retail sector over the years. And if you go down LaGrange, you're gonna see tons of retail, and there are phenomenal restaurants in Orland Park that you can go to as well. Personally, I love Mama Maria's, Osteria Attimo. I just butchered that. We like going to Rock Bottom. That's a nice little place, pretty cheap, good food. Woo's House Sushi is phenomenal. I'll happily send you in the right direction of some quality food. And then con number 3 is gonna be the weather. The weather in the Midwest sucks. There's no way around it. There's no nice way to say it. It's just terrible. In the summer, it's great. It's fantastic. We're all having a great time. And then, you get 5 to 6 months of just not great weather. It's either cold, it's rainy, it's windy, it's cloudy.
Pace in point. 60-mile-an-hour winds today.
Overall, the weather's mediocre here. It's better than some areas, it's worse than some areas, but you're not gonna be moving to Orland Park for the weather. I guarantee you that. But hey, here's another bonus pro. We're right by the Great Lakes. We got fresh water. If things go south, we got the Great Lakes, we got all the fresh water. So stick around. You want to have that real estate by the fresh water in case things go sideways. There's the apocalyptic take on real estate there for you. There it is, guys. Those are the top pros and cons of living in Orland Park. I hope you got some value and entertainment out of this video. If you did, do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to my channel. It'll help me out tremendously. If I miss some pros and I miss some cons that you're aware of about Orland Park, drop a comment below and we'll learn more about it together. Again, if this is your first time on the channel, my name is John Sintich. I'm your go-to Chicagoland realtor in the South Suburbs, and I'm your guide to building wealth through buying and selling real estate. Take care, guys. Thanks again for watching.